But excellent condition.
We'll do it live.
Yeah. That's weird that the title is the old one. Whatever, we'll fix that later.
That is odd. Okay, well, now we're live.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So, what is our subject?
So the new Ferrari 296 GTB reviews just came out, I think yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking a lot about them recently, about how much performance you're getting for the money. So the intended MSRP, which will probably change before it comes out, but the originally stated MSRP was supposed to be around 250,000.
That's not bad.
Right. So that's like the new segment. I don't know if you remember, like 10 years ago,
They were
the
going for-
entry level,
Yeah.
like 10 years ago, the entry level supercar segment was about 160 with cars like you're not going to see any prices on the website. With cars like the SLS AMG, the 458 Italia, the 997 Turbo, like all those cars cost about that much. So
Mhm.
that segment has basically just gone up by like $90,000 over the past 10 years, which isn't terrible if you think about how much more performance you're getting, right? Like the idea is those cars were all about 560 horsepower, 550 horsepower. And they were like the Audi R8 as another example of that.
But I think that's like, I mean,
Uh-huh.
I know this is apples and moon rocks, but when you consider minimum wage from 10 years ago, it's doubled, which is not indicative of anything. But home values have more than doubled, so it's not preposterous inflation.
Right, and it's not like you're getting the same product for more money. Like you're getting, well, that's what I wanted to ask about. Is are you getting like a better experience? I mean, you're definitely getting a better engineered experience. Like there's definitely a higher level of technology and
it's like a
engineering that goes into it. I completely, yeah, but my whole thing is, are we just focusing too much on pushing like the numbers game? Like, do you think that when the first hybrid cars came out, like, the first hybrid hypercars from 10 years ago, the P1, 918, and the LaFerrari, like, at that point, they were all basically, let's just say 900 to 1,000 horsepower, just to keep it simple.
And $1 million.
Crazy at the time. Nowadays, there are quite a few cars that can do that. That can actually beat it in a straight line.
Yeah.
Up to, from 0 to like 130. Like there are a few cars on the road. Like obviously Tesla Model S is the first one that comes to mind, but not just those, right? Like there are definitely cars that are faster now when you look at 0 to like 130.
With a warranty. Like,
oh yeah, and they'll cost 1/5 the price, right?
Yeah.
1/8 the price. So obviously then the new generation of supercars comes out after that. The 296 GTB, the McLaren Artura, and so my whole thing is, I'm wondering, like, do people just expect that this new segment of entry level supercars has to beat something like a Tesla Model S or a Porsche Taycan? Like, is that part of the buying experience? Is that it's supposed to be faster than those cars? And if it's not, like what is a supercar even for? Because in my mind, it's like we already sacrificed a lot of the driving engagement when you look at cars like the McLaren MP4-12C, when they went with electric steering and they went with electronic damping instead of real sway bars. You look at, again, the McLaren MP4 when it went turbocharged, and it was the first car in its segment to go turbocharged compared to the 458, which wasn't, the R8 and the Huracan. I guess the 911 turbo, but was obviously turbocharged. But yeah, they've always kind of been different there.
It's always been like, and you can drive it to your office.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. To be fair, they've always offered a slightly different experience, but now it looks like everyone kind of went towards like, oh, well, let's just make a car for every day. Like, let's just make a car that people can just also use as a normal car. So, and in addition to that, it's like, okay, well, people are expecting
Well, it's an
this,
easy
like,
way to charge more money too if you make it an everyday car.
yeah, that's true.
But how many
Yeah.
people who are buying this want that? But at the same time, I think you need to think about who buys these. It's like
YouTubers.
YouTubers,
Exactly.
oil
So-
shakes, like not
Yeah.
gearheads. The children of celebrities.
Mhm.
Well,
so does
90-year-old guys. So
Does the-
90-year-old guys don't want to have a hot, buzzy, crunchy, awful experience. They want to putt around and goose it once in a while. It
Right.
seems like that's who I see driving Ferraris, just like
Yeah. So, I mean,
along.
but we like, yeah, it's true. But it's like, wouldn't you then want, well, maybe not for the YouTubers, because I think that's a crowd that's very focused on
Yeah.
the
Here's-
one-upmanship and the numbers game and just being like
and then
going faster and more powerful than the other guy.
This
So
is
I think for that demographic, these cars are perfect.
Definitely.
But for people like us that are probably more interested in just the sound, the feel of everything, it's like, okay, well, you took away hydraulic steering, you took away just passive damping, you took away and naturally aspirated engines, you took away manual transmissions. I forgot about that. That happened so long ago.
You did, yeah.
Isn't there
The 458 was the last, I think. No.
That had a manual transmission?
Why is
Yeah.
this whole engine
No, that one
looks
didn't have a
sand
manual
cast?
transmission.
Oh, it didn't.
It was a
The California was the last one, right?
they were sandcast, I think. The last manual Ferrari was, I think, the 6112. Oh, the California, yeah. There you
See, what's going on that I know something about Ferraris?
go.
Well, 'cause I remember seeing it. I was like, that's really cool. Engine in the front,
Right.
like it's,
I actually
could-
like this generation
They
California.
can make so much money Ferrari if they actually put manuals out.
but no one. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
I
then again,
think so, too.
I'm thinking of Porsche drivers and Ferrari drivers are the same thing, but they're not.
they're not.
That's a good point.
Like think about the colors that people order. They're a very different customer base. Like
Right, it's either red or yellow with Ferrari.
red or yellow, or red or yellow, or green or black, or red or yellow, or red or yellow, or green or black.
Resell red, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, because it's like I think I saw a stat somewhere. It's like 54% of GT3 drivers bought manual transmissions or something like that. I was like, wow, that's impressive.
Right.
Dude,
And
it's interior.
And it's equally impressive that they've kept doing it for more models like the GT4.
You know what helps get that whole manual transfer with Porsche all over? I think it was the 911R.
Yeah.
They showed, people were flipping them and there was huge demand. I was like, they're like, oh, we might have something here, so let's put the GT3 Touring out there, the regular.
Is it the same transmission? Because it was a 6-speed manual, not a 7-speed manual.
Right.
Right, because the base 991 had a 7-speed manual, with like a really long 7th gear for highway MPGs. But then the R had a 6-speed manual transmission, but I don't know where that came from. I don't know if that was like developed specifically for that car.
It could have been maybe a beta test or something for something else.
Right, that's what I was wondering, and I wonder if the newer cars like the 991.2 GT3, which were they brought back the manual, is that just the same transmission from the R but with a dual mass flywheel instead of a single mass?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Gosh, look at this. This is insane.
Yeah.
What's another thing too? I don't know if you noticed the Porsche in particular, but of all of them, they'll purposely gear the PDKs shorter so they accelerate like 3/4 of a second faster, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean you can get away with it. You have an extra gear, so I think
Mm-hmm.
you can get basically the same. I mean, effectively, you can get the same highway RPM at cruising speed, right? So you can have the same overall final drive on in each car's top gear, but just have everything else be closer to you in
Right.
the in the lower gears.
Yeah.
Right.
You just have a bonus gear, right?
Yeah.
You just have a freeway flyer.
An overdrive gear.
Well, it's the
Well,
same.
no.
It's like
So in the GT3 and the GT3 RS, or like if you look at a 991.2 GT3, they actually don't have a longer seventh gear in the PDK. They make it. I think they make it the same gear ratio as the manual 6-speed, and they just close up everything.
Okay.
So they'll close up. So like you said, they'll shorten first, second. They'll shorten those gears. I think like
Oh, then the
fourth gear.
fourth, fifth,
Yeah.
and fifth will be the same ratios as the manual.
At some point they even out, but basically the
Okay.
idea is that like
get a harder launch.
a fourth gear in PDK is going to top out at the same speed that a third gear in manual is going to top out. Like roughly, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's
Right.
the advantage is
ratios
that
even out.
you're going to have the best of both worlds being you're going to have just that really immediate.
But
If you've ever driven a
think-
car with a short final drive, it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to have like a car that just you step on it, and especially with an NA motor because it just reacts. Like even if
Right.
it's not a large displacement NA, I mean it does feel awesome to have that
I think
immediacy.
you can space things differently if you have a computerized clutch, because no one's going to accidentally go to second. I mean, I know, I
Right.
guess theoretically it'll still
Yeah.
blow up, but you know, like no matter what. But the
Yeah,
computers,
no, it just won't even do it. It won't listen to you at
yeah,
some
it'll
point.
just be
Yeah.
like, heh, you know. But
Yeah.
I think if you have a computer that's just going to be wildly changing gears to suit every situation, it doesn't have to be fun. It just has to be fast. Which I think is the
That's true.
sales pitch for these, right? It's faster.
Well, yeah, the numbers
Yeah.
speak for themselves, right? It's like it's a faster 0 to 60.
Yeah, it's like 3/4 of a second or like half a second quicker.
You look at those YouTube channels that all they do is just drag race whatever the new car is, just because it's like dick measuring,
It is.
and it's so
It's clickbait.
banal and so boring.
But also, I think that this comes down to the German legal structure. They're not allowed to modify their cars. So, like that's why there's a billion versions of all this stuff. Because if you put a different size of tire on, I think you can be
Actually, you're right.
The crash test or something again.
There is something about the Porsche transmission gearing. I forgot about that. With the fact that it had to be at a certain RPM in a certain gear, and it had to be at a certain like emissions value.
That's
so with being in that gear, like your RPMs would have been too high, so they do have to stretch out the gears in the manual.
and
that is true.
And it's the T56 thing. It's just for a different reason. You know, the Germans aren't thinking like, oh, you're going to sit on the freeway and drive from Tulsa to Miami, but they do have extremely sharp. I mean, look at the Dieselgate thing, where they'll come down on you. I mean, Paris just, I think I already sent this to you guys, but Paris just outlawed two-wheeled gasoline-powered vehicles, I think. But
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't ride a scooter in Paris anymore because it's too loud.
Even motorcycles, or
especially motorcycles, they're too.
So you know that law in California about what is it, 2035 with the combustion engines?
Yeah.
Is that
they're trying to pull
does that include hybrid, or is it just purely gas motors? Like you know what I mean? Like it just is. Are they only trying to ban non-hybrids basically?
Except for trucks.
Yeah, right. Trucks or like 2500.
Yeah.
Like heavy duty trucks, right?
Shoot, my diesel's safe.
Yeah, you're good there.
I heard that California was effectively I don't want to stack like just California, but they're trying to push it to 2030 now to hurry it up. It's a great sales pitch, the smog photo. But
right,
if you are a bonded trucker, they will not allow you to register a pre 2007 or 2008 now. So the price of those has started to drop off.
Right.
Is it? Are they going to ban those cars already, or ban the
sale of new ones? I'm guessing, right?
The sale of new ones. You can bring one with you, but like with Germany, it didn't pass. I don't know the German legal structure, but there was a bill that almost passed that said that they are going to ban the private ownership of fuel stations and make it a government thing.
Oh, jeez.
And there's going to be one in each town, and I think it's said something like in a difficult to get to location. So that, but Germany has, I mean, if you look at our current situation there with Vladimir, they have no source for petroleum. So I can see why they're like, let's,
Right.
and it's not a huge country.
They're going to have to reach out to somebody else.
Right. It's not. It's like a large state, right? I mean, what is it compared to fucking
80 million people. That's
Arizona?
Let's see here.
I think California has like 100 million.
I'm just talking.
No,
Or
California is
no,
about
no.
40 million.
Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, I was going to say 350, I think, is across the entire United States.
So it says
one
the
and two.
area is 140,000 square miles.
Yeah.
What is the area of? Yeah, Arizona. I think that might be.
B.
138,000.
Oh, California is
Yeah, it's the size
155,000.
of California. Because
So
France,
it's a little
is
bit.
bigger, and France is the size of Texas.
Okay.
So census change.
Yeah, I mean it's totally doable because they have more cities in California. Like it's more developed.
Yeah.
So
They have a better public transport system, too.
yeah, I say do it. I say go for it.
Yeah, who cares? Like
Honestly,
how much further is the technology going to go?
that's what I'm saying. And for what to what end? Because in my mind, like I look at these new hybrid cars and it's like there's a gas engine in there somewhere. Like if
Wasting something.
you know what I mean? Like you look at the new Jaguar, or let's look at the new Mercedes E53 engine. It's like a 3-liter inline six. It's a
I was not with you till I heard inline six.
right. So this engine is turbocharged.
Number.
It's turbocharged, but it also has, if you get the AMG one, it has an electric motor in the turbocharger to spool it up faster.
Oh, okay.
It has an what they call an ISG, an integrator starter generator. So instead of a starter motor and an alternator and an electric motor for hybrid, they just put it all in one thing.
Yeah, that makes
right
sense.
at the bell housing, which is smart. That's cool. So now you have a turbo gas hybrid with an electric turbocharger. And it's like, what's going to happen, once your warranty's up?
Let's see.
Exactly.
That sounds like I thought the same thing about the Volvo's engines.
Yeah, the Volvo engine's another good one. The
Turbocharged, supercharged, hybrid, inline 4, and
plug-in. Yeah.
Okay, so I know that this is anecdotal, and all listeners heard it before, but John Greenwood bought an XC60.
Yeah, that's like their popular crossover.
2018, and it is a turbo plug-in hybrid.
Yeah, that's the top motor.
And the dashboard is made of driftwood. He couldn't shut up about the driftwood. This is a guy that doesn't know the meaning of the word header. My dad's like, what headers do you have on your? Because he had an E36 lightweight, and he's like, Chris, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean headers?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, he bought this thing, and he's on his third because he lemoned out too.
Yeah. That's not fun.
And he lives on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere, and it was not good for him.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like, that's like everyone though now. Like the Volvo has an engine like that, a very overly complicated engine. Mercedes and Jaguar has like the Infinigem, same thing. They're gonna use it in like the new Land Rover Defenders.
It's great
Ingenium
for a lease.
I don't remember what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's my problem with it, is that it is great for a lease. It's incentivizing people to just lease it. At least
throw it away.
At least people that weren't already incentivized to just lease. It's incentivizing people that actually know and realize that, oh, this is going to be awful when it breaks, when it's used with the 50,000. It's getting those guys on board with a lease too,
right?
Which doesn't help anything. Like it doesn't help the situation at all.
Just
like
adding complexity to it.
Mm-hmm. And what's going to happen is anytime you have, well, that's a different topic, but the crazy thing is because I think it pushes people more towards electric cars anyway. I mean, because nowadays people are going to be maybe I don't know.
It's either one of those you get a Tesla or you don't kind of situation too. Also,
I mean, especially
you get all the performance. Exactly, I'll say, especially where I live too, more than anything.
Yeah,
I'm right around Tesla,
and they're really pushing the I mean, I feel like or California is probably the best place to own a Tesla, especially
yeah.
where you live,
Hell yeah.
because they have the most amount of superchargers.
Yeah.
They used to have California specific like tax incentives.
They still do. I think it's like
I
$300 or something.
yeah, they were crazy when they first came out though.
You could get unlimited charging for the longest time until like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, maybe.
Well, that's always the pitch with tech companies. Remember
Right.
$5 Ubers?
Now, I think now you get 1,000 miles, I think, free when you get a new car or
That's
a
nothing.
reference.
I'm sorry, that's nothing.
Oh no, no, I know that's like why I drive in a month or something.
That's
Not
like
even.
4 charges, which is what, like $80 that
Yeah,
you're getting.
The first hit is free, is all that is.
That's shitty.
Tesla's a whole topic in itself.
But
I can't.
which
cannot
okay,
get
yeah,
excited about them. I cannot.
Right.
I'm not very
I'm a
convinced.
Tesla fanboy myself.
I like the engineering. I like the
Mhm.
motors. But I'm not convinced that electric cars are the future, to be honest.
Speaking of electric, did you see the new BMW
Or
iX? I think it's called.
yeah, it's crazy looking.
It's like the closest thing to it. It's like the Model X. I think would be like the big 7-passenger
Yeah, the
Tesla.
X, yeah.
See,
It's a big ugly thing.
It is. It's not very good looking.
This is my problem.
What is that
though,
picture?
Is that everyone thinks they're doing such a good job for the environment, driving around with 3,000 pounds of neodymium and lithium, when our power, this is 5 years old, so it could be.
Well,
I
I think
hope it's better now.
California is about 20% renewable now.
Yeah, they're
It could
still burning a lot of coal.
well, they are, but I'm perfectly well. There are actually really big infrastructure projects happening right now in California, especially out in the desert. A lot of solar. A lot of solar is
2018,
going up.
It was 43% natural gas.
Oh, okay. So 20%, 19% solar. So I wasn't that far off. What's wind? 6? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
We're burning. 2.7% is burning wood. Why?
You gotta keep warm in the winter during the middle of nowhere.
I guess that. Yeah. That's bizarre.
My problem is the recycling of the batteries.
Yeah.
My other problem is how ethically are the natural resources going to be mined?
Not.
Yeah.
I think in Canada they figured out how to get like batteries more cleanly and ethical.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
just want it to be practiced. Like, yeah, I don't even want to. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that right now. Sorry for
No,
bringing it up.
yeah.
There's more slaves in Africa than at any given time in human history right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's gnarly.
It's a whole can of worms, but I understand like the desire to move off of gasoline, but
I'm completely for that.
Is forcing poor people to use it the way to do it? It's like allow rich people to use these other more expensive sources, and then
like if you're part of this tax bracket, you have to drive an electric car.
Yeah.
My problem. Well, my whole thing that pisses me off, specifically about Southern California and most U.S. suburbs or metropolitan areas, is actually more to do with zoning laws, like, and how much they're designed to keep poor people farther away from work, which puts the burden on poorer people. Well, first of all, you know the motto, like, drive till you can afford it, right? Like,
yeah, drive till you can move.
Right, so it's like, oh, I can live here. It's like, yeah, fucking 80 miles away from your work,
You're gonna live in Pedley and work in San Diego.
basically.
My
Or
coworker commutes an hour and a half every day.
San Bernardino and work in LA, or in your case, Luis, fucking south of Morgan Hill and work in, or like, let's say Vacaville and work in Oakland or something. It's ridiculous to me that that's been accepted, because of single family home zoning laws that have been enforced throughout the country. That's that's the real problem, is the fact that there isn't. What the fuck is? I'm not even looking right now. I'm just gonna close my eyes.
But luckily, California has a really extensive highway system, though. Luckily,
is it though? Because I
think
it is extensive, but I don't know if it's a good thing, because in my mind it's like the the more you improve, let's say the future is all electric cars, right? Um, and let's say the future also involves like automated driving or autonomous driving vehicles and all this fancy stuff. That's technology that's going to help us ride sharing and like, okay, this, like, the closer you get to that, the more, how do I say this? The more you improve that technology, the closer you get to just public transport to begin with. And like a shitty version of public transport.
Faster
Because
class.
you end up having what is this?
I'm just continue.
Oh, okay, I just got distracted. It's like at the end of the day, by just depending on highways, it's like you're still putting a huge tax burden on, you know, that state's residents for having to pay for all the highways to begin with, having to upkeep them, which is like also just such a self-destructive infrastructure. Like roads don't last. They're not made to last like train tracks are. And you're still putting people behind the wheels of, you know, 5,000-pound machines that could kill someone. It's like the whole thing just to me is like it's all gone so terribly wrong.
Well, I think when we were talking about Germany, like the difference is that think of when Germany was predominantly peopled before
Mhm.
everyone had cars. Like this is the classic, you know, fast food nation thing about California is like if you look at Los Angeles, there's like 21 high rises and it extends in 40 miles in three
Yeah.
directions.
Yeah.
They'd be in the ocean if you let them. So, you know,
Yeah, it's crazy to me. That every time I look at this map, it just freaks me out at how the fact that houses in Cali Mesa are $600,000.
where's Cali Mesa?
Exactly. It's on the right. On the right, way on the right.
Oh, yeah.
Those houses are $600,000
It's a
now.
house where you're going to get stabbed.
Yeah. It's atrocious to me. And the fact is they just can't build higher density housing for people that don't need single family homes. Like in my mind, it's like I'd rather be closer to LA if I could have more housing options that didn't include, you know, $1 million, 100-year-old homes. It's like that's crazy to me.
I mean, I've lived in an apartment in California and it's $2,000 a month. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's nobody bats an eye at that now. That's crazy.
yeah, when I say pay $1,100 a month, people are like, "Oh, you lucky dog."
Yeah. Or they probably assume you live way out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know, I feel like the real like solution there is actually just changing zoning laws to allow for more higher density housing and closer to public transport. There's actually it's called the actually can you look this one up, Dylan?
Yes.
It's called the Arlington Roslyn hyphen SSLYN corridor. Yeah, that one. So it's like this program that they're building where um they're
Is this DC?
they're yeah, so what they're doing is they established exactly five zones around these key train stations. So that's all on one line basically. You can hit those 5 areas on one railroad. And the idea is let's make everything within a 5-minute walk from one of those train stations. Let's make that radius completely walkable. So you'll have everything you need there.
Yeah.
So the
Oh, that's
idea is
convenient.
you have housing, you have work, you have gyms, supermarkets, schools, whatever.
Yeah,
And if you
micro
need
metros.
to and if you need to go to another one for whatever reason because people need to move at the end of the day, you can't have everything within walking distance. then you just get on a train and you don't have to worry about those last mile commuters where it's like, well, yeah, I can go to LA via train, but then I still have to drive 7 miles. You know, so this whole concept completely just goes around that. And in my mind, it's like this is what we should be working towards, not
I mean, I think
new electric cars.
I think another part of the problem is that we have not income-based. I think we have very idealized plans for home ownership that thinks that everyone, regardless of income, owns a home.
That is crazy to me.
I don't want to sound like Reagan here, but some people never get their shit together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't.
True.
I'm 31. Like,
no,
same here.
I don't see any reason.
That.
And so then your home loans, you get less and less and less down, so the price goes up and up and up and up, and then you just get, it's like car loans. There's like 11-year used car loans now for $700 a month. Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't think it was that. How many months is that? Like 108?
I think the most common is 84 months or some shit like that. I was reading about.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that makes you think, yeah, there must be 11 and 12-year loans out there.
That's probably what like first time Ferrari owners get.
Yeah, they do 10-year loans on those.
70.
A lot of those. Oh yeah, okay, 70.
The second most common is 84.
Oh, okay, so there we go. Yeah, 84 is ridiculous.
Cars last 6 years.
They're disposable because people don't take care of them, because our roads also don't take care of our cars, and our traffic doesn't take care of our cars. You know what I mean? Like everything's out to like just beat your car up.
Well, I mean, this is the downside of the free market. It it falls down the hill like water.
Yeah.
There's no plan.
There is no plan.
Also, there's the perception of what public transport is too. People, for the most part, are like kind of selfish. They want to do their own thing on their own terms, go whenever they want.
It's true.
Be late and be a victim about it.
Right.
No,
and
you're
then
right.
Around here too, public transport, it doesn't have a very good reputation. It's mostly like, oh, you go on public transport. Oh, how many times have you been stabbed by a meth head or something like Bart?
Yeah, that shit does happen on Bart.
Or shooting up heroin, having sex, or pissing in the corner.
Those are everyday things on
Yeah,
Bart.
exactly. So that doesn't really help the whole.
No, it doesn't.
Motivating people to go on public transport at all.
It's not that cheap.
Because public transport never makes money.
No, it really doesn't.
The Postal Service will eke out a living, but pretty much
public transport. You mean buses or trains or both?
Bart, okay, so Bart costs
about.
Let's say you want to go from like SFO to downtown San Francisco, which is about a 35-minute drive.
Oof.
It's about a 1-hour train ride.
Okay.
You can do that for I think about $8, $7. I think that's about right.
See, this map shouldn't exist
for a one-way fare.
Where can I afford to live? Of course.
In the water, on a boat.
Yeah, right. Have you seen how long it takes to get a slip in San Francisco? It's like a 15 to 20 year wait.
Yeah. No, I agree that the reputation doesn't help.
You're right.
And like, there's a comedian. I'm not going to do her joke justice, but she said, I moved from Manhattan to LA, and I was so excited for public transportation because it is what it is in New York, but it works. And she's like, and I came to LA and I found out that what you guys call a bus is actually a tube filled with schizophrenic people, and you just put them all over the general area.
Yeah, New York has their shit together, kind of. LA does not have.
Around.
Yeah, they're just sitting there like a dog looking out the window, smelling the air.
Yeah, LA has no. LA doesn't even have a public transport that's even efficient.
Not a very good one.
Okay.
LA specifically just has like Union Station, which connects to very big areas. So it has it connects all the way out to San Bernardino, to Riverside, down to Santa Ana, and then up to Burbank and a few other places. And then it has like a longer distance rail. I think there's one that goes out to Santa Barbara and there's one that goes down to San Diego, but they're not very convenient at all. Like they're just not convenient. And
Okay,
like you said,
this
like,
this is the thing. This is a great example. So I lived in Corona, went to a Catholic school here. This was in 2006. So I lived. I guess we don't really care. Like right
yeah,
here. So
25 miles.
yeah,
Let's just say. Doesn't matter.
24.7 miles. So I would get up at 3:45 and ride my bike from here.
Your bike?
Yeah, ride
Oh,
my
okay.
bike from here over to the train station.
You
which
went
was
to
right here.
Corona, Maine? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would ride the train here, which was nice and always on time. And then I would get out here, and then I'd get on a bus that would take me to like right here. And I'd get on a second bus that took me over here, and then I'd ride my bike the last, off.
Oh,
the
that
front
is
of the
awful.
bus.
Just ride the bike the whole way at that point.
Well, it was weird because like the train
No, I
station
know.
isn't right here. The train station's far.
No, I get you. And actually,
It's-
that rail, like they don't run by the Fullerton. They don't go straight across every time of day.
So I had
Like
to
like
get
in your
out of the
case, they went down.
house.
Yeah,
I had to get out of the house by 4 to be at school by 7:45.
that's
Yeah,
so
that's
shitty.
disgusting.
That's so shitty.
So like, yeah, my dad would just drive me to school.
That's understandable.
How long was the car ride?
Like
Ooh.
hour and a half, 2 hours.
Still? Jeez.
Yeah, that's like one of the worst areas for traffic.
Is one of the worst traffic corridors.
Okay, why not go to school
look at how
in
many people
Corona?
are on. Look at how many people are on both sides of that mountain.
Yeah.
It's like it's a bottleneck,
Yeah,
like
this is
no other.
National
Oh,
Forest.
yeah,
You
that
only
makes
get through
sense.
here.
I didn't see that. What if you go going over would just be too long?
This is
It's
death.
going around the north side.
Yeah, I got like loop up and around.
This
There's
60,
crazy traffic on the 60.
60,
going
10,
into LA.
210.
Oh yeah, I forget LA is LA.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, the best bet is a motorcycle, or I don't even know, because they're like California and a lot of employers have tried a bunch of different things to actually combat this congestion. Like they'll be like, oh well, just like do flex schedule or just come in earlier and leave earlier, and all these different things.
No one wants
But
to
now
be
it's
working
just
3
spread
o'clock in the
out.
morning.
So
Yeah.
now there's just traffic at 4 a.m.
So
there's just traffic at 11 a.m. There's just traffic all the time.
$13 each way to use the fast track.
It's
So
more
like
now, dude. It's
this right here was so bad that it was quicker for my mom and dad and I to get in a rental airplane that my dad then flew.
I believe that.
And we flew into Long Beach, and my grandma went and picked us up here on Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it a Cessna or
all
something?
that traffic?
Yeah, it was 172.
Nice.
So it was cool. We flew over Disneyland, and the fireworks were shooting up below us. It was
That's
very,
really cool.
very, very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, hey, you're Disneyland, now you can shut up.
Yeah, right? At like 10. Well, my grandparents' house right here, they live right on the edge of this Navy base.
Municipal air. Oh, okay.
And you can see the Disneyland fireworks out their back door.
I live near a military base too now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he lives near Moffat.
Yeah.
Aren't they converting that to something?
I don't know. I don't keep track. But every now and then you'll hear like at night time, helicopters coming in, just rattling all the windows, or occasional like I think they call them Hercules, like the 4 rotor planes or the 4 engines.
Big
those flying by. Yeah,
That's
C1.
cool.
There we go. Yeah, those things coming by.
Nice photo of Nora's brother there.
Supposedly, if the president comes to like NorCal, that's where he lands in Moffett.
Yeah, he lands here for SoCal
Okay.
or for LA, because I've seen
Right.
Air Force One and Air Force Two and Navy One here.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it
I
is
didn't
cool.
know that.
They are loud.
I bet.
Oh yeah.
So
Speaking of plane lines, I'll have to describe it. Have you seen the video comparing Army jet fighters landing and Navy jet fighters landing?
No.
It's like the Army, they come in, they take their entire runway, they're cruising in super slow, smooth, and then that's the first video. Right there. Go back.
No, that's it. This is the video. He clicked on.
Oh,
it's
okay.
just got a terrible intro.
Like this is the Army. I got the entire runway, nice
kind of plane
and
is that?
chill. I don't know, like an F-16 maybe.
I
No.
don't know planes.
And then here comes and then the Navy. Watch, like he barely lands. Okay, that's the back two wheels. And this is Navy.
Oh wow, he's coming in hot. Oh.
Yeah, these are
That
these
looked
have
like it
better
was-
suspension though.
That's
Right.
crazy.
It's like I got the entire runway. I'm going to use the entire runway.
I mean, look at the size of the struts on and the size of the tires even.
True.
Right. I think the Navy may have to do those really short landings on those
Yeah, they're used to
Those carriers?
slingshots.
right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they go through
Yeah.
some tires, man.
Mm-hmm. Did he have his hook on the back on the Navy one? I didn't see the the one that would catch a rope for the Navy.
The slingshot that he's talking about.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's just like the only
Yeah.
way they know how to land because of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's part of why he lands is because of this.
I'd rather
Yeah.
land in rural America and burn up some tires than mess up on this one.
That is
Mhm.
crazy to me that I still can't wrap my head around this shit existing.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's like steam powered, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a high pressure steam piston.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's like a BB gun.
Wow.
It builds up pressure and then it just pulls a cable forward, or they're like locked in and it shoots them out.
It's like it hurts your neck.
The
Yeah.
whole thing just is amazing.
Yeah, it's audacity in the face of physics.
Mhm. And then they got to go full power too when they land in case they mess up their landing.
Yeah, they come in at like half throttle,
Right.
and then
they
right
afterburners when they land.
here they pull up and they gun it.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
In case
In
they
case
didn't
they
hook
miss.
on?
See how
Exactly.
I don't know much
Yeah.
about these, but these are narrow aperture.
And so then they immediately have to react to back off if they're good.
No,
Right.
Or does the slingshot?
you full throttle until you roll backwards, I think.
God damn! I'm surprised they could do that.
Right.
I'm surprised the rope or whatever.
Yeah, I want to see what the rope is built out of, or
That's amazing. Imagine,
that
like,
must be some thick, like
doing
2
that,
inch,
like-
3 inch rope.
Plane after plane.
Right.
Built out of flex tape.
Right. That's impressive.
I like these ones. I think those, what are those? C Hornet? No, C. It's just the same thing on repeat. It is.
I have a
whatever.
chub for the Harriet
Harrier?
Harriers, whatever they're called.
Yeah, those are cool. Those are I remember watching like a Discovery Channel documentary of those when I was really little, thinking it was like the coolest plane ever. But then I
Mhm.
don't know if they were any good once they came
Have you seen
out.
like the replacement of them, like the other VTOL jets they got now?
No.
Pretty neat.
The
I forget what they're called.
F-35s.
Is it F-35s? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so the
Oh,
F-35 has different. The Navy
I've
ordered
heard they're
these
really
ones.
shitty.
Yeah, they have a lot of issues and they're really expensive. These ones do, because
That's what Bianca was telling me about these.
yeah, these are a money pit. It's a
I really like
roach.
those Russian MiG 57s. I think those are really good looking planes.
Those MiGs are so fast too.
They're so oh wow, that's amazing. Seeing it do that takeoff.
So
Right.
it's like
That is cool.
It's like a Tesla.
It's parking itself.
So the actual, oh God, I don't think it has a second engine. It has like a rotating.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, they have like a clamshell
thing.
thing that blocks. Yeah, I think we have that in the. Wow, it's like another prop. Oh, that's another
So I
plane.
think only the Navy got these. No, this is probably it. Rolls-Royce makes the engines for everything. Yeah, F-35 Lightning too.
Wow.
But it's like a single seater worth some kind of ridiculous
Yeah, it's
money. So
yeah.
the Navy got those VTOL ones, but the Marine Corps didn't.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I don't know. I've seen them
I didn't know
fly,
that.
and they'll be crew because they have them at the Air Force Base by here. They'll just be cruising along at a couple thousand feet and then just turn like a TIE fighter and go straight up in the air.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
Oh, I just remembered. I spoke with Nora, totally random, but I spoke with Nora and I offered that she should come on here to talk about cars.
I don't know who she
Sounds
is.
good
But
to me.
who they
Yeah,
are.
you don't know her, but she was just a high school friend from
Okay.
Dylan and Art. Yeah.
She did a great job of turning a Honda Civic into a frog over the course of a couple collisions.
Yeah, that thing was fucked up at the end. But then she bought a newer one and she took care of it until her like 300-pound brother.
No, she rolled it. No, she rolled the first one.
Yeah, the first one was all fucked up, but then she got a like a 7th gen Civic. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that. She got one of those, and just like that. And
That's
that
cool.
car, when she got it, it was really, really clean.
Minty.
And yeah.
I still like that. That's a good look for me. I'm down with that.
Mhm.
Not those wheels,
Yeah.
just the car. No, of
Mhm.
course. Look at that.
I don't know why. The my Rams thinks
That
so.
guy.
My dad's gonna kill me. My Rams.
I love that video.
Oh no.
Nah, dude, I don't think you're gonna find it like that.
You would have to type in like Honda Civic crash my rims or something like that.
Yeah, just Honda Civic racer crash.
No. Delete everything. Say just Honda Civic crash my rims.
Oh, the IHS, nice.
You love to see it.
Nah, dude.
It's
No.
it's like a
I'll
it's like
find
a
it for you.
night. It's like a
rabbit hole.
nighttime too. Yeah.
I know I've seen it.
Yeah. He doesn't slow down for a turn and when he flies over a curb.
I miss all those racer videos. Whatever happened to racers?
They're
Are they
all all stuck on StreetFire.com.
They're still there. They're still on posting, updating their car domain.
hmm
I think their pullout method, along with
Hey.
it sapped their car budget.
Right.
Right.
I
So
think I'll so much ass.
Wait, this is
I wasn't expecting to fly that far.
what was?
this is why they do that Red Bull thing.
Yeah, that
Well,
was amazing.
I saw that guy pop. That kind of surprised to see that guy pop up at the very end.
Yeah, what's he doing over there?
Hey, somebody call me?
Oh, that is crazy.
Why? It skipped.
Oh, it did? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Wait here. Let's one
No,
more
it's
time.
fine.
One more time.
All right.
Bah! Gas, gas, gas. Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That is cool.
you guys want to call it there?
Yeah,
We're
let's
gonna do
go.
it
Hold on,
better
we got
than that.
we got the cars of the week that I saw.
COTW.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I posted 5 pictures, but 4 cars.
Is it in
Captain's quarters.
friend zone here?
Mm-hmm.
If you middle click, it should open it up in a.
Oh, a Dinan or a Dinan.
Yeah, it had a V8. It sounded good.
I like it's like
Wait, is it
kinda
a?
ratty.
It has an M5 side mirror, but not an M5 rear view mirror. Wait, can you leave it zoomed in real quick? It has the M5 spoiler.
Oh wait, Carbon is Steve Dinan's new company.
That's
on the
right.
license
It
plate?
is.
That's him.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. No, it's not. Steve Dinan probably has like an M8 competition or some shit.
Competizione.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
there's-
That's
And
cool.
he had an exhaust. It was a V8. It sounded really good.
Nice.
Then what else did I in there? That thing.
Ugh.
I like
I think it's
these.
cool. Yeah.
I actually like them.
I forget what it's called. It's the Ionic 5, I think. It's
Yeah.
that,
It's
or,
called the Audi at home.
right.
Yeah, I like it.
hmm It's a good looking car. It's like unexpectedly like I was like, oh, surprised how.
Especially in like a weird color. They have like
Mhm.
this weird like light blue, or like this
Gotcha.
sand, this beige pewter color. That,
Right
yeah,
there.
like that to me. Yeah, I like that color.
Here it is compared to a Bald Man.
Well, that thing is pricey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, all of them are fucking a lot of
Everything.
money, dude.
Oh, look at these colors.
Is it
It's
all
so
electric?
weird.
Oh, it is all electric. Okay.
They don't look good in this configurator.
Configurator. Oh damn, that thing! Look, that thing's doing donuts.
What's the interior
I didn't
look
see
like?
anything cool this week.
Okay.
Only thing I saw was that F-250 that painted up like a 80s one.
Mhm.
That was like a. Ooh.
Like,
Wait, you saw
look at
this
the
one?
rims. Yeah, and look,
Was it
it has
T-
Ray's
T7?
engineering, I think.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw that one today actually on the way home.
I'm here for that.
And then I saw one more car on the even closer to my house, which the next one I think we can all appreciate.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
brother.
very cool.
This is straight out of The Rock.
Mhm. Oh yeah, what's that? Nick Cage and
I don't know this.
Yeah, it was in the movie The Rock that trying to escape Alcatraz, or whatever.
I've never seen this movie.
Oh, really? You haven't?
No.
It's on
there's-
Prime streaming right now. I
Yeah,
made
it's-
Christina
it's
watch
ca-
it last night.
The Rock.
It's literally called The Rock. Yeah.
It's
Nick
the-
Cage is in it. John Connery's in it. I forgot about that.
Sean Connery's
Sean
in it.
Connery.
Oh shit, an H1 Alpha. Oh fuck.
Loud Chris. So, also you should watch
Such a
this.
good, horrible movie.
I want to watch
It's
it
the
now.
only Michael Bay movie to have more than 50% positive on Rotten Tomatoes, and Nicolas Cage is always at like a 47 out of 10.
Yeah,
like-
he's on it.
It's like some like villains take over Alcatraz and they're trying to make
Yeah.
some like nuclear bombs or something like that. I think it's the premise of the movie. And they're trying to stop them.
Gas.
Yeah. Oh, what was that car that just got whacked?
I don't know.
It was a tornado.
Oh no. Like.
Wheelchairs. Oh,
Oh, that.
that fucked up the windshield.
No,
Yeah,
no,
dude.
It got fixed now.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, look at that
Carmen
Carmen Gia.
Yeah.
You hate
I
to
see one
it.
every day.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's a shame. Dude, that
Yeah,
thing
that's
is.
a
So-
strong explosion to lift that car up.
Okay, so you have to watch this movie and just like pay attention to the cinematography because it like does insane. Like how his solution is to.
Did he shoot the airbag?
Yeah, his solution was to shoot the airbag.
Was
Yeah,
that
how
really
tight-
necessary?
Oh god.
Yeah,
the
like,
poor
can't you just
hero.
like walk out of it or something?
I figured you would be able to. Just
Look at that
walk out.
face.
Okay, like
Determined man.
What is the
This is the trailer?
cinematography?
Oh, it's not.
Oh,
This
was
is
that a
just a scene.
Repu? Was that a Mazda Repu right
think
there?
it
getting
was.
away?
Oh, it was.
Oh no.
But what is the cinematography where he rises up from below, like a
Ugh.
weapon?
I
The
hate my life.
cinematography is everywhere.
Oh, you should watch this. It's not a Repu. It's a reg.
Oh yeah, they
Okay.
sold the same Mazda pickup with an inline four.
Gotcha.
So, anyways, you gotta watch this movie because that's just
Yeah.
the end of an insane chase scene that includes this and this. That's just the third part.
A lot of cool cars.
Yeah, but it's Sean Connery driving away in a Humvee,
Very cool.
Right.
and Nicolas Cage cannot catch him in a Ferrari.
Nor trained.
Oops.
That was a little further out.
Nice hat, guy.
Alright,
Mm-hmm.
should we call it now?
Sure.
Yeah.